Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video I'm doing a little book haul. I'm really excited about this. Here I have all the books that I've brought this year so far. So every book that I've brought in the first quarter of the year is right here. I think all but one of these I've got second hand using online stores. Obviously in the UK we've been in lockdown for the first half of the year, so I think I've done quite good because I've done a lot of reading. I've been reading more than usual, so I don't think this is too many, and I've actually read quite a few of these as well. I've also got here my little reading journal where I've got the prices of everything. So what I'm going to do is when I go through I'll say the price that I paid for them, and then I will also have my Goodreads open, and any that I've already read I will tell you my rating. There's not going to be any spoilers in this. I'm not going to go into detail about anything in the book that isn't on the back of the book basically, but yeah, we're just gonna go through, have a chill little book chat. I really enjoy watching these, so hopefully you really enjoy this. Okay, it's suddenly got the really sunny, so if the lighting has changed that is why, but I'm gonna go in rough order of when I brought them, but I've brought 2 or 3 at a time, so it's pretty rough, but we're gonna do it. So the first book I brought of the year, Inheritance. This is the 4th book in the inheritance cycle, the first book being Eragon. That's probably the most well-known one out of them. I own all the books but I've never read any of them, and whenever I've gone to start them I've definitely put it off, I think, because they're such big chunky books, being like, well, I don't have them all, so you know, if I started it I might not be able to get the last one and all of this and that. So I ordered this for £3.15, so definitely worth it, and it's in really good quality. I thought it was going to have stamps on the inside because it looks like it was a library book, but there's nothing on the inside to indicate that. So yeah, book 1. Then the second book of the year I got was Little Women. I've had this recommended to me so much before even the film came out, and now that there's a film about it I want to read the book and then watch the film. So I got this, and this was £3.09, and yeah, again, looks really good quality. I doubt this has ever been read. On the spine there's a small dent which you can definitely feel, but I feel like you really have to look for. It's just above the L if you can see it, but yeah, for me that does not matter, so I'm very happy with this. Then I also ordered the Umbrella Academy volume 1. This is Apocalypse Suite. Really cool. I've actually read this one. This is the first one out of all of them that I've brought this year that I've read. I paid £6.96 for this, and I'm sure most people will have seen the show or read the graphic novel, but essentially children are born at random and they've got really cool powers. So yeah, it was interesting, it was nice. I did only give it 3 stars on Goodreads just because I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the show, and it seemed to have a lot missed out of it. The world building wasn't there as much as I personally would have liked it to be. Then next I got Red Queen. This is the book and I absolutely love this cover. I think it looks so pretty, and I got this one for £3.01. I think that was a pretty good bargain. The reason I got this is towards the end of last year I found a basically perfect copy of the second book of this series, Glass Sword, and it was £1 in a charity shop, so I got it always with the intention of when I saw this one for cheap I'd get it. So I have, and now I can actually start the series because I've got book 1. So very excited about this, and honestly I know very little about it. I just know that it's very highly rated and it's got a lot of good reviews, so I'm really excited. Now next is Heartstopper Volume 1, and this is actually my first 5-star book of the year. I really enjoyed this. I don't really know what to say. It's a graphic novel. It looks so nice. It's so easy to read. I find sometimes with graphic novels they're quite busy, but this was just set out so nice. And yeah, I really liked it. I paid £8 for this one, so a bit more expensive, but it's a lot newer than the rest of the book, so that's kind of to be expected. And on the back it simply says, boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love. And yeah, it's just a really sweet graphic novel, and again second-hand, but I literally cannot find a fault with it. It looks brand new to me. So then next I got The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. I saw this in a lot of 2020 wrap-up videos that I was watching, and it sounded amazing and I really wanted to read it, so I brought it. I haven't actually got round to reading this one yet. This might be one that I pick up this coming month. I think when you'll be watching this it'll be in April, so this month if that is the case. I'm really excited about this. I'll read one thing off the back. Can you fall in love with someone you've never met, never spoken to, someone who is light years away? I don't know, I think it, from what I know of it, it sounds really cool and I'm really excited about it. And I paid £2.95 for this one, and again I can't find a fault. Like, it's a little like bent here, like it's obviously like knocked off something, had some damage, but there's nothing in it, there's no stamps in it, there's no pen marks in it, and it looks as good as new to me except for these little dents, so I assume that's why it was so cheap. Then next, this is the only book that I've brought new so far this year, and it's called Flea. It's a very thin little book. I didn't know what to expect from it, but I was basically placing a stationery order and I needed like an extra 50p or something in my basket to make it free delivery, and this book was £2, so I was like, let's give it a go, let's try it. It was cool. I've actually read this one. It was super short, super easy to read, and I gave it 4 stars. I'm obviously not the target audience. This is probably classed as like middle grade just because of the amount of writing, but it was very big writing, very easy, everything explained at every point. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and the main reason I picked it up because if you look at the front cover, if you look at that cat on the front cover, I'll put some pictures this side in. This cat is basically my 2 cats if they're combined into one, like, so I just had to. Next up we have Grimm's Fairy Tales, and yeah, this is another little simple one. It's the same style of book as the Little Women one that I brought, and I paid £2.25 for this one. It's a classic, isn't it? So I'm sure I'll get around to reading it at some point. It's a classic I'm actually interested in. Like, I would like to read more classics, but I find a lot of them I'm not interested in and don't appeal to me, so I thought as this one did, I would get it. Next up we have Heartstopper Volume 2. I loved the first one so much, basically as soon as I finished it I ordered the second one. This was another 5-star read for me, really enjoyed it. It carries on from the first book, so I can't really say a lot about it, but yeah, it was really good. And I paid £8.88 for this. Again, this series cost me more than any of the other books I've brought, but they're a lot newer. They came out, well, there's one's still coming out this year, like everything else is kind of finished and it's older, so that's why I expect these were costing more. Then I purchased this book, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I just really like the sound of it. I've actually gone ahead, you'll see further on I brought the second one as well, but it sounds really cool. I only paid £3.42 for this, and it's essentially, from what I know about it, you go to a coffee shop, you drink your coffee and you can time travel, but only whilst the coffee's hot. You need to be back before the coffee gets cold. I don't know, I thought it was like a really cool concept and very interesting, so really excited about this one. Next up we have Fangs. Yeah, I saw this one in a Books with Chloe video, really loved the sound of it, thought it sounded really interesting, and I've only got into graphic novels this year and I find there's a lot of styles that I just find too much and too busy, and this one just seemed very sweet and simple, and literally all I knew about it was about a vampire, and I can't resist that. That sounds interesting to me, and I have already read it. I gave it 4 stars. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't this amazing story. It was just little cute scenes of stuff going on. I don't want to give anything away. But yeah, really enjoyed it, but it wasn't quite a 5-star for me. There wasn't enough story there and enough going on. And for this one I paid £7.80. I don't know why I keep repeating it, but it is second hand like all of the rest of these are second hand. There we go, I don't need to repeat of any of the others. But yeah, there's a few little scratches like over the dress, like this is a different material to the cover. There's a few little scratches, but to be honest I think if I gave it a good quick like wipe over, they'd probably go. Very happy with that. Then I got Heartstopper Volume 3. I'm sure no one's surprised. These are literally the books that I've given 5 stars to this year. No, I've just checked Goodreads and literally this series is the only series that has so far got 5 stars. So yeah, I again really liked it. It carried on straight from book 2. And this is the last one that's out at the moment. I think volume 4 is coming out this year. And I just find it really nice story, really easy to read. But also it does, in a very easy to grasp and easy to understand way, deal with real issues. So for me, that gets a thumbs up and I really liked it. I don't really have a lot more to say. For this one, I paid £8.99. So again, a bit more expensive, but when you think the first book, which came out a few years previous, I paid £8 for, it's not really going up that much in price, but it is closer to the RRP of buying it first hand, like buying it new, so yeah. This is the second book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. It is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe. From what I know, it's the exact same concept as the first book, just more stories about it. I paid £6.50 for this one and I don't really know a lot about it because I haven't read the first one yet, but from everything I understand it'll just be a continuation. So I'm really excited to get around to this one too. And I also really love both these book covers. Like, I'm not sure if I showed it on the first one, but they're very like, can you see that shine? There's like foil detailing. I think that this one it's gold foil and the other one it was blue, and I just think that's really cool. And then the last book, this one is People from My Neighbourhood. I paid £8.99 for this one and it is little and thin. So I've started reading this. I'm 20 pages in and so far I'm really enjoying it. It is literally just a collection of really short stories all surrounding this one neighbourhood. Like the stories are literally like 2 or 3 pages long, but they're really fun. They're really weird. Like, I can't think of another word for them except for weird, but that is what they are. I don't know what rating I'm going to even give this yet because there's 36 stories in here, so I don't know how I'm going to figure this one out yet, but so far what I've read, I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so that is all the books I've brought so far this year. I'm really trying to make sure if I'm buying books I'm actually reading them. I've got this all set up in my reading journal, so once I've read them I can actually tick them off. I have brought a lot more books so far this year than I have the last few years previous. I think there's 2 reasons for that. One is a very broad reason that I'm sure everyone is experiencing. We're stuck indoors, so I've been getting a lot more reading done and a lot more reading time. I'm on track to complete my reading goal for this year, which is 52 books, which equates to 1 book a week. And I've been reading some quite big books in with that as well. Like, obviously I've been reading smaller ones, but I have been reading big chunky books and still I'm meeting that goal. So really happy with that. But yeah, we're stuck indoors, so I want to order books that I'm excited about and, you know, just what I want to read right now. Then the second reason is before the current lockdown we're in the UK, we moved house and a lot of my books are still up the loft at my dad's in storage and we can't get them until we're allowed back in his house basically. I don't have that many of my older books here. I think I brought 1 box with me. Yeah, I've probably got 3 more boxes up the loft, so it's kind of not evening out. For instance, I really want to reread all of the Mortal Instruments series and all of the rest of the like Shadow Hunter books that branch off from that. But the first 9 are at my dad's house. So although I've got the others here, I don't want to read those because I've reread the first 9, which are the books that I've already read. So yeah, it's just loads of different stuff like that, which I think has made me feel okay about just buying new books because at least I'm reading what I'm enjoying. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you would like to see more content like this. It really does help me because it means I know what sort of content to put out there. I really love making bookish content. I read a lot, like most days. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.